On my first day of basic training, I had a drill sergeant that told me if the Army try to force you to do anything that you do not want to do not do it. He said it does not matter if anybody try to force you. It doesn't matter if they got it on paper. If you feel like morally it does not sit right with you, do not do it. Because at the end of the day, them people not going to have to answer to God for you. You are. When you get to reception, they're going to do this thing, pass out papers and ask you where do you want to be stationed at. Mind you, they're going to send you every single where except for the places that you put on the paper. Then they're going to ask you to ask all of the military questions that you want to ask because you're about to go to basic training. Basic training is also right down the road because before you go to basic training, you go to reception. Now, when leaving reception, you're supposed to put your head down in your lap, so you're not supposed to see the route to basic training. However, I got on the last bus, so my bus had very few people, so we did not have to put our head down, so I was able to see the route. By the way, like I said, it's just right down the road from reception. Anyway, so we asking him questions, and I'm like, can you tell me what's the worst part about being in the military? Because when I asked my recruiter, his ass was lying and sugarcoating. My recruiter also stole $30,000 from me. That was my sign-on bonus. So when it came down to him putting in my bank account information when I first joined the military, he put my bank account information down and then he put his routing account number down to receive the sign-on bonus for $30,000. Him and my adopted mom split it $15,000 apiece. He ended up getting fired. They're both facing prison time, by the way, for numerous of crimes, but that's a story for another day. Anyways, I asked him, like, can you tell me what's the worst part about being in the military? And he said the worst part is going to be the people to the left and the right of you. They are going to be the ones to make and break this whole thing. And I saw exactly what he meant by that. And most of the people who work for the military are civilians. They're so fucking rude. They only want their government job so they can get paid extra off of it. And the drill sergeants that work at reception are drill sergeants who got kicked out of basic training. So they either did not pass drill sergeant school or they got kicked out of doing drill sergeant. There was a senior drill sergeant. His last name was Beck. And he was kind of like a guy from Moana type vibes. Everybody liked him because he was the drill sergeant who was not rude and obnoxious for no reason. There was this African person who said something to him and he made a joke of his accent and they kicked senior drill sergeant Beck out of drill sergeant school. Mind you, he was our drill sergeant at the time because we're going through basic training. None of the other drill sergeants liked him anyway because they labeled him as soft because he wasn't as mean as everybody else. And they end up getting rid of his ass. Senior drill sergeant Beck, we love you and we missed you so much. Then the civilians that work for us, when they be doing our pay, they literally be putting in their personal bank account information. These are people who don't have background checks. These are people who probably tried to enter the military and didn't get in. A lot of the civilians who work for the military are shitty. They are lazy. They don't even be coming to work Monday through Friday from 9 to 5. Them motherfuckers show up at 9 o'clock, work till 10, go to lunch at 11, and show back up at 2 p.m. and get off at 3. But collecting a whole 2 weeks paycheck and some of your check too. And then in 2022, they updated the regulations stating that girls could now have their nails done, wear earrings, and they changed it to where you could have any natural hair color. So before 2022, they was trying to say if you was black, then your hair was not ginger, your hair was not red, your hair was not blonde. I was the first brown-skinned girl to wear blonde hair in the United States military. When I got my blonde locks, I had a sergeant major come up to me and ask me what was on top of my head because my hair was out of regulations. I did a whole nother video of how he was telling me that the regulations when they update do not apply to my kind, so people of color. Anyways, another sergeant major heard him, he ended up getting reported and he got kicked out. But regardless if they updated the regulations or not, I know numerous of black people who have other color hair besides black. Then so many people be joining just for the benefits. If they really gave you a VA loan, do you think there would be numerous of homeless veterans on the side of the street? If only thing you had to do was fill out a paper to get a house, don't you think everybody would have did it? Then the lie about them paying for school. Yes, they say they pay for school, but they don't tell you the ifs, ands, and buts and all their regulations and shit in place that they got to stop you or block you or delay your school experience. Then your chief has to approve for you to go to school, so it's not like automatically you can just sign up and go to school tomorrow. I was also going from green to gold, so I was starting as enlisted and going to switch to an officer. But once they told me that I was going to have to re-enlist, I refused because I was like, I'm not signing another contract. I remember on my first day of reception, when I was literally in my bunk bed, I was looking at the ceiling like, bruh, I fucked up. I was literally telling my mama, like, I'm calling her, like, bro, you need to go slide on a recruiter. Go beat his ass. I'm not playing. She's like, I'm not going down there to harass that man. I said, girl, I need you to go down there and let your fist do all the talking and expressing straight on his face. Go slide for me. She didn't want to slide because they had split that $30,000 anyways. And a lot of people joined the military to get away from toxic family members. I literally joined the military to get away from my adopted mom, who was abusing me physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and legally. I joined the military for discipline. I needed to purge that energy up off of me. I did not want to go on throughout my life being upset. I literally don't care what nobody say. I'm definitely proud of myself because the goal that I wanted, when I went in there, I got it. I may didn't get it in the way that I thought I should have got it, but I definitely got that discipline, and I was able to re-heal and make myself whole again. And then when they threw me off guard when I was going to sniper school, because after AIT, you can volunteer to go to sniper school, ranger school, airborne. Now, some of them they send you to. So I had got sent to airborne school and ranger school. But I was going to volunteer to be a sniper. Once they was like, it's going to be babies on the battlefield, I was like, you lost me. Because whose goddamn white baby is that? And where are you getting the kids from? Are the mama giving the kids up as a sacrifice for money, or are you stealing the kids? Either way it go, it's wrong. And they was like, so if you go downfield, it's either you and the baby. I was like, first of all, if I joined the military at 16, I picked up the gun for a reason. I'm a killer by natural instincts. However, the kids ain't got nothing to do with this. It's not about me being soft. It's the fact that even if I don't touch this baby with the bomb on it, the baby still has to explode and be deceased. So literally, you're still sacrificing the baby. And if y'all doing that in other countries, I know for sure the U.S. doing the shit. But I wasn't finna watch them put no bomb on no baby, and you weren't gonna put no bomb on no baby around me. Take that damn bomb off that baby and return this back to his mother. You know better. Going around the world stealing damn people. Woo, they had me living. I couldn't believe it. I was like, man, I ain't going to school. Don't worry about it. I don't need no ride. Thank y'all. Baby, I told myself, once you do this contract, girl, that's it. I felt like I was trying to talk myself through doing time. Like, I feel like I had got sentenced. And people kept talking about some benefits. Baby, it was not enough money in the world that they can pay you monthly to have you to equal all the shit they put you through. It was never about being soft or never about being weak, because the same people who will call you that are literally the same people who fail the ASVAB. I had so many men who failed the first step but tried to judge me. You hate from the outside of the club and you can't even get in. Then the military wives, they literally be getting cheated on all the time. I would say the most personal benefits that you're going to get from it is literally going to be what you take with you personally throughout your everyday life. The structure, the discipline, the wisdom, the applied skills, the knowledge. It's not about the personal gain. Definitely proud of myself. I did my big one. I went in there and did what I had to do, and now I'm in the land of the free. Disclaimer, if you're about to join and you already got your mind made up, just scroll on past. This is to spread awareness, put exposure out there, and to save my kind from going into a white man's army. Number one, they're racist. Number two, you will never get your full amount of pay. So the amount of pay that they tell you they're going to pay you, you'll never see it. Number three, when it's time to get out and get your benefits, they're going to give you a hassle and bully you, harass you, and take all year long. Next tip, they don't like black people, so go in there and be prepared to be at the bottom of the swivel. You're going to be dealing with people who are used to the old way of living. Those people think they're still in 1930. Next tip is the food. They poison you through the food. They also put stuff in the food to throw off your body. Also, they give you so many shots, you'll never fully know what's inside of your body, and they require you to get every shot that the government comes out with. They take people right out the hood, so most of the people that's in the military have anger issues, mommy and daddy issues. No one who had a good life, that was wealthy, that grew up sane and stable with both parents and a healthy home is in the military. Nobody. Next is they're full of drunks, because you're not supposed to do drugs, even though the higher ups be doing coke. So they'll kick you out if you do weed, but the higher ups and the white people be doing coke and getting away with it. When it comes down to medication, so I had started going to behavioral health. I wanted just a clearer space for my mental. They put me on 4 different types of medication to make me commit suicide. The doctor also confessed to me that I was their test dummy. Basically, they're guinea pigs. So when they get new medication, they try it out on the black people. And the number one side effect is suicidal thoughts. Bring me to my next tip. They off people and they get away with it. They cover it up. They'll lie to the family and say that the person off themselves. They'll lie and say it was an accident. When those soldiers go missing, the government know exactly where they're at. Next, they're also undercover bases, so it's so easy to get kidnapped and trafficked. Next tip is they don't care about your well-being. Anytime I went forward to report harassment, bullying, and racism, because technically we have EO, so it's supposed to be illegal to be racist in the military, but they just have things written down on paper just so it can look good for the white people. They don't give a fuck about that shit in person. Next is recruiters are scammers, they are liars, and they are energy thieves, and they steal money. Next is when it comes down to basic training, their motto is to break you down and build you back up. Nothing in life that is positive is going to start off by tearing you down. They break people's bodies Anybody who gonna feel like they're gonna come in negative on this post, go sign your ass up and join, and then you come back. If you don't have no intentions of joining, don't get on my post talking about somewhere. You can't say that. That's not everywhere. I travel every state in the United States except for 9, and I got treated the exact same way except for in Tennessee. So out of all the states, so that's what? So I've traveled to 41 states, and I only got treated fairly in one state, and that was Tennessee. Another thing is that when they cause you injuries, they're going to try to lie about it. They're going to try to cover it up. When I broke my foot, when they broke my foot because they dropped an object on my foot and broke it, they covered it up. They flew me to California to hide me. They did not take me to any doctor appointments. I never got my foot healed. I had to heal my foot on my own because I'm spiritual. I literally healed my own foot. They only put my cast on and they took it off like 9 months later. Never gave me no physical therapy or nothing. When you break your body down, you're responsible for building it back up, even though they broke it. In basic training, there's literally a camp called Sick Bay that you can go to. Like if you get too sick and you can't do basic training for a few days. I got my teeth pulled, so I had to go there. And there were so many people who were there that did not pass basic training. So basically, Sick Bay was where they was hiding people out. I met one girl who had been there for 2 years, y'all. Her people think that she done moved on and she's in her military career. She haven't even left basic training, and basic training is 2 months. On my very first night of reception, 2 girls got raped by drill sergeants in the bathroom, and they covered it up, sent those girls to a psych ward. Now, I'm not saying that every individual person is wicked, but